Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals. How you doing? Okay, I am just here to dress up some pages. I'm making a new journal, of course, and I just want to work on my signatures a bit. So, yeah, if you want to sit down and just craft along or watch me fiddle around with bits of paper, then yeah, stick around. But that is all we're going to do today. So if it's not of interest, then I definitely understand. This is one of my big yellow envelopes that's been through batch dye. As you can see, it's sort of the adhesive on it has let go as it's been batch dyed, so I'm just going to glue it back together. It has been torn along one side, so I'm going to use that as the top, and I'm going to glue the rest of it shut. So that's the plan with this one. I'm also going to stick a belly band on this in the end, but yeah, just so that when it's in the book I can tuck a few extra things into it. So, but yeah, it's a real grungy one. I really like this one. So a lot of them come out looking like that because I tend to put the tea bags close to the yellow envelopes when I'm batch dyeing. So I'm just going to use this strip of scraps that have been sewn to some glue pages that were sort of cut in half. I just sit and do this sometimes. I'll grab a bunch of glue pages and stick scraps to them and then cut them down and sew them in a long strip, and yeah, then I just hang it up in my room somewhere and cut bits off of it when I find something I want to do with it. So it makes great tags. Just sort of have to back it. I actually have a couple of bits that I'll cut off of this, and I'll just make a couple of tags with those that'll probably end up in this journal in the end of the day. But just going to pop some glue on that glue page to make sure that it doesn't catch on anything as I'm putting things into the belly band. And yeah, that'll be one page sorted out. This page is just a couple of bits of batch dyed shopping bag that are sewn together. For whatever reason, I just cannot abide any of that logo showing, so I'm just going to stick this piece of paper over it. For whatever reason, I'm okay with that. The green I can't stand, but just a random piece of paper in the middle of the page I'm okay with. So I don't know, that's my brain, it does whatever it wants to do, so I just go with it. Now, if you've been here a while, you'll know that this is just my first go round. I've basically chosen these pages. I'm going to go through, fix up any of the little bits and start decorating with minor alterations here and there. Basically, I'm just fixing up things that I want fixed up right at the moment. I will go back through these pages multiple times before I end up sewing them into signatures. They will get pulled out, dressed up, have things sewn on them, stamped, whatever else I decide to do to them. I go through them over and over again and just keep on adding little bits and little bits and little bits until I'm happy with them. And then I tend to pull all my signatures apart and rearrange them to a way that, I like them to look individually, and then I'll sew them in. So yeah, this is just our first run by, so I'm sure you'll see them again before they end up in a book, but I'm sure they'll look quite a bit different by the time they do end up in the book. This is the same type of yellow envelope again. This one is not torn along the top or bottom, so I'm going to open up the ends. One obviously here is already opened up. This one is stuck down, so I'm just going to stick the remainder of it down, and then I will just cut a sliver off at the end of the envelope so it's open. That way we have in one signature a top loading pocket made out of one of these envelopes, and in the second signature there will be end loading or side loading pages. So yeah, just something a bit different using the same thing. This is just a a bit of map basically. It was the leftovers of some larger pieces that I had, and of course it's not quite a big enough page, so I'm just going to get some very heavily batch dyed pages and just add them to this to make it big enough as a page in my journal. This stuff is quite dark. These pages are quite dark, so I dare say you could still write on them, but if you didn't choose to, you could always stick something over them, a little bit of line paper or something, to allow you to actually use them to write on. This particular page is from an old telephone bill. Despite the very deep staining on the paper, you can still see some of the details on there. I'm just going to stick some more paper over the top of it, just to get rid of that text. So yeah, and then I might add a few more pieces to this page just because I like to build scraps on scraps. Yeah. Okay, well there we go. That's where I'm going to leave the signatures for today. I'm just going to grab these couple of bits that I off-cut from that belly band and just put some brown paper bag on the back of them. Just begin making a couple of tags out of them. Eventually they'll probably end up in this journal, so I'll do that and then I will leave you be for the day. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Yeah, very calming, very just doing whatever came to mind without too much thought. So thank you very much for spending your time with me today, guys. I appreciate your company as I always do, and I will see you again next time. Bye.